Hi, I'm Jessie Ahmed, host of Valley News Now, and I'm here today with Ashley Reichlinger, woohoo, who has many titles, one of them being Mrs. International 2020, but most recently, author.
Yes.
Of this wonderful book, A Shrub Not a Tree, The Family We've Grown to Be. And so you're like, the book is great and all, but what you really want to talk about is the message.
Yes.
Okay, so talk away, girl.
Okay, just whatever I want to talk about.
Whatever you want to talk about.
I love it. So yeah, I mean, the book obviously we promote and we
Yes.
share, but for us, if we don't sell a single copy, if we just give them all away, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
For us, it's the bigger meaning of the family shrub
Yes.
and the shrub not a tree philosophy. So this really came from this experience that my husband and I went through of adopting 4 children out of foster care.
Yes.
And we've been impacted by infertility. And so my husband and I were talking one day, you know the family tree project that
Right.
you do at
Oh,
school?
yes.
Right? We all do the family tree project
Right.
at some point, your
Yeah.
grandparents, great-grandparents. And where would we fall into that if
Wow.
our children were doing that?
Right.
Right? And so it's this concept that all families grow differently, right? And we don't all grow like the traditional family tree.
Right.
And how do we come up with an alternative concept for that that allows families like ours to still be proud of the growth of their family
Yes.
and to embrace it and to see that there's still purpose in it, right? And give families that sense of belonging and identity and connection.
Yep.
So we came up with the family shrub.
Love it.
So instead of, the tree has a single trunk,
Right.
we are a family shrub that has multiple stems and branches that overlap and intertwine.
Yes.
And all of those branches and stems just represent different families, foster families, adoptive families, bio families, where we all just make that shrub what it is. So we grow a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, the love we share is what matters. And our purpose remains the same, just like anybody else's family, which is just to grow together in
Yeah.
that love and to reach our fullest blooming potential as families.
I love that, Ashley.
Thank
It's so
you.
great. Do you want to tell a little bit about your story? I mean, you shared a
Yeah.
little bit, but share a little bit more.
Yeah, so I have been impacted, my husband and I, by infertility. And, that was a really tough journey.
Yes.
As a woman,
And
realizing.
you all have this, I mean, whether we think we do or not, you kind of have that idea in your head, like at the beginning of
No
your
doubt.
book, when you're, you imagine these things even when you don't think you do, that, you'll think about, we're going to plan, and then you'll
Right.
get the pregnancy
Yeah.
test, and then you'll have the reveal party, is it a boy or a girl,
Yeah.
and bring the baby home,
We
the
think
whole
about
thing.
all of those things.
We do, yeah. And
Yeah.
so then when all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, I can't do that? And like you said, as a woman, whether we want to or not, it's a little tough to take.
Yeah, and that is a grieving process because
Yes.
you're letting go of a life that you envisioned and maybe imagined, and that's exactly it. It was, as a woman, I had to let go of
Yeah.
that. I felt defective. I felt like a failure. I felt inadequate. I felt like I was letting people down, and it was something that it was a journey I had to go through to
Right.
be to where I am today. So I'm very grateful for it. But it was our
But it's a
journey.
struggle.
Oh, no doubt it is.
Ooh.
I've spent countless hours in prayer
Yes.
as an individual, as a couple. But it was just that realization eventually that it's not how we have children, it's that we have children,
Yes.
right? And I was sitting in prayer one day and it was just, please help us conceive, please help us conceive. And it wasn't happening. And that day, I just remember as clear as day, God just placed on my heart, do you want to be pregnant or do you want to be a mom? And I wanted to be a mom.
Yeah, and that just
You know?
gives me goosebumps
Yeah,
head to
I mean,
toe.
that was at the end of the day. It didn't matter how it happened.
No.
So our prayers just changed to just help us become a family
Yeah.
in whatever way. And
Yep.
3 weeks later, we found out about our son, Micah.
3 weeks.
Yeah. and
Oh,
we had
I
been trying
didn't
for
know
about
that part of the
for
story.
about a year and a half we'd been trying, and it was 3 weeks after we just like turned it all over. And I was like, hey, what do you want to do
Right,
here?
yep.
But that's where it happened. So we adopted our son, Micah, our first child, and through that process, our eyes were really open to foster care.
Yeah.
The need of foster care, the impacts of foster care. And I remember sitting in a training one day and we went to the car for break and I looked at Andrew and I was like, oh crap, I got to tell him I think we're supposed to do foster
Oh, no.
care. Because we had no intention of doing foster care.
Right.
Like none. We were just doing the class.
But
to
all of a
adopt
sudden you
Micah.
felt it and you're
yeah.
like, uh-oh.
I was like, okay. Well,
Okay.
luckily my husband's usually on board.
Yes.
For, my
Yes,
husband
he
for our
is.
journeys. But I remember sitting in the car and I said, okay, Andrew, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think God wants us to do foster care after this. And he said, you know what, I feel it too.
Oh, wow.
So we were on the same
just
page.
Relieved.
Yeah. So after we adopted Micah, we eventually got our foster care license and did foster care. And through that journey, we adopted our 3 daughters that we now have.
Which
So-
was quite a journey as well.
yeah. The whole thing has been a journey.
Lots of medical
but-
stuff, lots of stuff.
Yes.
And to go from 0 to 4 in the matter of
couple years.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's a lot. That's
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, so Micah today, he's now 6. We got him when he was 16 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he'll be 7 soon. The Kinsey, our oldest girl, is 5. She'll be 6 soon. She was a year and 7 months when we got her. And then the twins were 7 months when we got them, and now they're 4 going on 5 this summer.
It's crazy.
So, I know, time flies. But, you know, with foster care, you know, the ultimate goal is always reunification
Right.
with bio families. And that's not always the case.
Right.
And that was the case in ours. We didn't do foster care because we planned on adopting. We just wanted to be parents in some capacity, right? Share that love that we knew we had to give. That was our journey that it led to adoption. So.
Which
Here
is
we are.
incredible, yes.
Yeah.
Which I love, and it's just fun to see you with all the kids, and of course you're still rocking the socks off of everything and all of that.
I know. To be a fly on my wall.
I have been there actually.
Yeah.
We're also good friends, which is really fun
Yeah.
because I've got to see this journey up close and personal too. So I'm going to bring us over to your website and just show people, because you do have this great book, and I know, like you said, this isn't your goal. Your goal is more to spread this concept to people, that people of all kinds of families, it's going to look different. It doesn't always look the same. That doesn't mean you're less than, you're just different. And so here is your website, and you've got the book there. And then, because I know most of you are watching online, you can just hop over to Amazon too and purchase it. How perfect is that?
Love it.
But what a great gift for people that are doing adoption too, or if you've got adopted kids. I mean, it's just so great to walk through that, and I feel like you feel such a sense of belonging anytime you see somebody else going through the same thing that you've been through.
Correct. And that was the biggest thing with our children. We just wanted a way to help them understand the dynamics of our family, how it came to be, but more importantly, to be proud of it and not to feel like there's something wrong with our family, right? Or we're less than, or they're missing out on something. Like, no, God brought us together for a purpose, and we're here to be a team, to make one another better, to make the lives around us better. And that's what we just really want. Families, all families, whether you're a family like ours or a quote-unquote traditional family, right? Just to see the different types of families and to accept them and embrace them and support them.
Yeah, definitely not just for families that have adoption as part of their story, but for all families, because we are all different. And I'd never thought of that project in school. You know, when your family is traditional, then you don't think a thing of it.
No, you really don't.
No. But yeah, I bet you did think, okay, so what now?
What do we do?
What do we do?
Yeah. Biggest thing, like I said, is we just wanted to find a way to support our children in this journey and help them make sense of it.
And you have lots of incredible things in the book as well, not only the story, but some notes from family members from your shrub family. Which is really neat.
That's one thing about the book that we do like. So it's broken to 2 halves. So you have the front half and then the back half. One half is for the adults, just to help them understand our story better, the philosophy a little bit better, and then the other half is the children's portion of the book. But the reason we put the in-depth explanation of the philosophy in our story is just to help parents better understand how to explain it to their kids. So you're not trying to like figure it out or read between the lines or, you know, make assumptions. It's like, no, here's what we were thinking, and now hopefully you can explain it to your children.
Right, because it's not everybody's an author, and not everybody can come up with
the
all that
one,
stuff.
But I wrote it.
You're a darn good one. And I think for teachers too, you know, I think that's something we don't always think of as teachers as well. They're worried about so many things, but this is another thing to kind of add to their bag of tricks as well. Okay, so I'm going to show your Facebook off a little. So here's you with the 4 kiddos.
They look real amused in this picture. I think I need to update it.
That's funny. And then I have to just show you off as Mrs. International as well. And so you've got your book, of course, which is, you know, if people aren't very familiar with pageants, one of the cool things about pageants is, we like dressing up and we like all that fun, but it isn't really about that. It is about what we can promote with that platform and how we can shine a light on the things that are important to us. And how did that get there?
Look at us.
Oh, look at us. What? Did I put that in there? I don't know.
Grays and wrinkles back in that picture.
Whatever. We should just have like a filter on the whole
yes,
thing. No,
totally.
I actually like the being real. It's okay. It's all right.
I agree.
Yeah, it's good.
Agree.
Nothing wrong with age.
No.
Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you wanted to share? I know you have so many things, and maybe just as I don't know. I just want to plug you a little bit as a woman.
Thank you.
I love the way and what you have taught me through. You also coach and do so many different things that. You know, you can be anything you want to be, and you're not restricted in any way to a certain conformity or a certain thing that you think you have to be in, but you're also trying to get your pilot's license,
I am.
which is insane,
I
you know.
am.
But
I wanted to do it for 20 years, and I'm now 42.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
No.
None of us are guaranteed
No.
tomorrow. It's something I've always wanted to do. My husband supports me
That's
in
awesome.
doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing it.
and it's okay. It's okay
Yeah.
to I think sometimes we think, oh, I have to be with the kids like 24/7, but I think you
it's like
actually,
guilt, you know?
it's that mom guilt. Yep. But I think actually you end up being a better mother, better wife, better human.
Oh, no doubt.
By doing some of those things, living your dreams a little, and you show your kids like, hey, look at what mom
Correct.
can do. And that
Yes.
means when you're a mom, you can also do those things too.
Agreed. Yeah, I want them to see, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, a lot of people now know me as being an author of this book,
Yes.
right? And that's the first time they've ever met me. But I've been coaching young ladies and women
Yes.
for 15 plus years, and that's how you and I met.
Yes.
And it is. I mean, that's who I am at my core, is just lifting women and young ladies up, just helping them see their potential and
Yes.
everything that God wants for them to be, and helping them reach that, you know?
Yeah.
And if we can provide, especially young ladies, right? If we
Yes.
can provide them with that foundation now, just what they're going to be able to accomplish throughout the years.
It's incredible.
You know, and
Yes.
the ripple effect then that they'll have on people.
It is.
You know,
Yep.
is the biggest thing. So that is, I mean, writing books for our family, and we've got a few more coming out here later in the year, is my passion, no doubt. But working with young ladies and women like yourself, it's just
well,
that's
you
where my
know,
heart
and
is, you know?
but I guess I can share too a little bit about that journey. But it was incredible, because what I loved about you doing that, and I never worked with a coach before, a life coach or a branding coach or however you want to put, and we did it for the pageant. But again, the pageant is just so not about the pageant. It's so about the journey that you're on,
Yes.
you know, and becoming that person. But you always have taken the gifts that are already there. You never have, you don't change people. You just bring out what's there. And so, yeah, whenever I've tried to compliment you, it's just, sorry, it was there.
there.
I just brought it out.
Some people you just have to pull out a little
Little
bit
bit more.
harder, but it's all right here. It's
Let's
all
show
in there.
your coaching website too.
Oh yeah. So again, that's where my heart is, no doubt. I'm gonna get out of your way.
All
and
right.
hope I
No,
don't
it's
hit any
okay.
buttons.
I'm gonna.
I just love working with young ladies and women, and I work with women around the world. Today with technology, look what we're doing now,
I
right?
know. All right.
It's
We're gonna go
amazing
back. Whoops, there's that picture
how you
again.
can reach so many different people.
I bet you have it in here.
I don't know where it is.
Here
There
we
it is.
go.
Yeah.
I knew it.
It's just amazing with technology. You can sit and do
It is,
Zooms and
right.
talk to people and make a
that's
difference in
kind of
people's
interesting
lives.
too, because when you were Mrs. International, it was 2020, and
COVID year.
COVID year,
Yes.
the hardest year that really. But with your 4 kids at home, I remember you saying, you know, you just got to change and pivot, which we do in all kinds of ways
And for
in
me,
life.
it was a perfect year because
Yeah.
I could still stay at home and serve the needs of my family while still being Mrs. International and reaching people around the globe via
It was
Zoom.
incredible,
So,
and probably
yeah.
even more of a reach
No
than you
doubt.
maybe would have
and
had.
I said that. I definitely made more of an impact that year than I probably would have a traditional year because I could stay at home and literally I did like 5 events in one day in different,
Oh my gosh!
like around the country. I would have never been able to partake in all 5
No.
of those events if I traveled traditionally, you know? So it's been a great journey. I think biggest thing for women is think outside the box.
Yeah.
We always kind of get stuck in our comfort zone,
Definitely.
right? And
Yeah.
we put our blinders on of like, this is what I want to accomplish and this is how I plan on getting there. But so many times we've got these blinders that we're missing all these beautiful opportunities around
Yes.
us. And if we can just pull off those blinders once in a while and see some of those opportunities, for me, that was the pageant. I had never imagined a pageant as my
Right.
way of accomplishing anything I wanted to. Let's face it. I had my own stereotypes.
Oh,
of,
so did
you know,
I.
Pageants
Yep.
and women.
It's like-
But once I broke down that ignorance, my own ignorance, right, and opened my eyes and my mind and my heart to the possibility of what it could do, I mean, my life just
Took
grew.
off.
It blossomed
Yeah.
in so many ways, and so many I would have never met you,
Right.
And so many other amazing
Other women,
and
yep.
no, I just wouldn't have. So just take off those blinders,
Yes,
and see what's
and
out
know
there.
that you are capable. I think we get
Yes.
that way too, and that is a cool thing, ladies, about turning 40 and after. Is you're like, wait a second, I'm actually super capable.
You are,
I actually
yes.
can do lots of things.
100%. And you know what? We are capable, but more importantly, just I think at this age you really learn to discern which things you want to spend your time on.
Yeah.
I mean, in my 20s, I was like, it was a rat race, right?
Oh,
You're like
yeah.
trying to do all the things.
All the things.
All the things.
Yep. And then-
now I'm like, no, that's really not suiting my overall purpose.
Right.
I'm
Right.
cool not doing that.
Right.
You know?
I can let that go
Yeah.
and then focus on getting my pilot's
Other
license
stuff.
or whatever it
Yeah.
is that's really actually important
Right.
to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Agreed.
love
we could
that.
talk all day.
I know, we
I know.
could. We'll just have to have you back. Probably Zoom.
Okay, that sounds
since you
great.
live in Florida.
I know. I'll be back, I
but I'm so
promise.
glad to have you in person, live and in person with Ashley Ray Klinger and her great book. I'm just going to show it one more time. A Shrub, Not a Tree. The Family We've Grown to Be. Oh, just awesome. And there's your cute family. And here they are again. Love them. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And we
Thank you.
are live on YouTube on our channel. Just search Valley News Live and online at valleynewslive.com and our app VNL News.